Okay. Okay. Hello. Oh, hello. Live. Welcome back. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Greedfall. We are, for the clickety-clacks. We are tonight just getting ready to continue along one of Afra's personal quests. So, let's load in. Get going. We are going after Afra being our Bridge Alliance companion, the scientist lady. Going after a former teacher and mentor of hers who's gone down a darker path, so to speak. So, functionally, someone who has resorted to horrific and disgusting medical experimentation, torturing natives to try and discover the secrets of their mutations and transformations, all under the noses of everyone who should be in charge of such things, and again, purely for the sake of advancement rather than for the sake of knowledge and discovery and the promotion of the general well-being and all of that. And so the thumbnail is, I think, appropriately related. All right, so let's go see where to. The secret laboratory. It is right here, isn't it? So let's go. So I was looking around for some of the story behind the thumbnail. I was looking around for a picture of Dr. Asili, this teacher who, crimes against humanity and the usual, that sort of thing. And I wind up with the one I find is the one in the thumbnail, and that includes the sort of dialogue box with the choice between kill him and spare him. And it also includes the kill him option being selected currently. I don't think we snuck in here. Unless those were just bandits, not guards. I don't know. Oh, there's the guards. Alright. In any case, I found this picture, and that was the only one I found of Dr. Asili, so the only one clear face on that wasn't like ultra zoomed in that I saw of Dr. Asili, and so I went with it, and I figured that's for legal reasons, has nothing to do with the face that I superimposed upon it, which I think is otherwise highly appropriate, because we are talking about a medical doctor who has gone off the deep end into gross, terrible, and disgusting human experimentation for the sake of power, rather than for the sake of doing good for people. Black and pepper box. I can't use it yet. Maybe Afra can. It's probably not better than what she currently has, but let's take a look. Why not? I can't switch it. For the pepper box. Huh. Okay, fine. Anyway. I'm assuming it's a high rate of fire. Ooh. Relatively lower damage type thing. Ooh. So, anyway, that's one of the that's inevitably going to be one of the themes for this evening.
Halt! No one enters! You speak to the legate of the merchant congregation, soldier. I have been sent by Governor Buren. I have to talk to Dr. Asili.
I don't take orders from the governor, nor the congregation. Be on your way.
Oh, that's sketchy.
You know I'm not afraid to fight, but I worry about the prisoners. Perhaps there's another way.
Very well. We're leaving.
Gotta be another way in. I'm assuming it's the scaffolding, right? Gotta be. Otherwise, what would it be? And why would this be here? Oh, yes. I didn't see the white, I'm going to assume guano, indicating that is a climbable structure. I like the visual cues of that. It's a good gameplay element. Okay, sneak snog right in. Should we be wearing something to disguise ourselves? Or... I'm assuming that wearing Bridge Alliance clothes is not going to get us through here. So, let's just be sneaky. Should be fine. There's just the guys at the gate. It's a cave? That's admittedly rather unexpected. I didn't think that this would be just an elaborate gatehouse on a cave. That's interesting. Huh, okay, let's go. Secret laboratory. I wonder if he's doing puppy torturing too. That would be also even more appropriate. Although I have to say...
A prison hidden from the sun to better torture my people.
There must be other guards. Be careful.
Jeez. It's also a little surprising that this manages to be hidden from the entire city of Hikmet. But I'll note this. This is something I noticed and I made note of months ago. That Dr. You-Know-Who... These people, I think they're dead. Damn. Dr. You-Know-Who that we may find in facial form in the thumbnail really only started to get criticized in anything like a mainstream way when it became clear that he was torturing not only human beings, which we all knew about for a very long time, since like the late 1980s at least, but also, horror of all horrors, had been torturing puppies to death as well. That is suddenly when it becomes a problem. Oh, burned corpses.
How awful. They've been reduced to burning the body.
And devastated. So many of us must have died.
Should we go down here the body pit way? Yeah, let's go check the body pit way. Why not? Oh, I can't. Okay, I can't go around them or anything. Alright. Guess we gotta go up then. In any case, though, it's, suddenly it was when people found out that he was also conducting and funding experiments where they were torturing puppies to death. That's when it really kicked off any amount of criticism in a mainstream way. It really shows our twisted priorities as a society, where we're perfectly fine with atrocities committed against our fellow man, but as soon as it happens to cute innocent animals, suddenly it's unforgivable. This is why, I mean, to go really deep with this, and I've talked about this before, in particular on the stream as well, that it's going back quite a while, 6 years, maybe even, was it 7 years? To think about the situation with Harambe. Harambe the gorilla. The death of Harambe the gorilla was a tragedy. But it was, of course, perfectly justified given the circumstances. It was unfortunate circumstances, and I think we all wish it hadn't happened. There hadn't been a kid where he shouldn't have been at the time. But given that the kid fell into the gorilla's enclosure and all that, given that that's what happened, it was absolutely the right thing for the keepers to do, to shoot the gorilla. Because again, it was at that point it was functionally a choice between a kid and a gorilla, a human being, a young innocent human being, and an animal who, had they tried to tranquilize, or a lot of the people were talking about, or the things people were talking about, or trying to coax the gorilla away, or anything like that, it perfectly well could have gone wrong in an instant, and that kid would have been pasted, dead. And so the keepers made, I think, absolutely the right choice, and decided to do the only thing they could to make sure that the kid was safe. And, of course, this set off so many weird cultural things we can trace back to this, but a lot of it traces further back to this weird animal worship thing that our culture has. Or you can do whatever the hell you want to fellow human beings, but the moment you do anything short of worship for animals, most animals at least, you're done. I think Michael Vick, for another example, he didn't get taken down for his rampant and extended period of abuse of women. He got taken down and canceled before cancellation was a big thing for the dogfighting rings. It wasn't about his beating women. It was about the dogs, because of course it was. Of course. Our twisted society has our priorities precisely upside down. To the attention of the guards. I do not know which one of you oafs broke the mechanism that leads to the tunnels. But the cost of the replacement will be taken from his pay. The doctor was furious he had to order a replacement part, even though he probably has received it by now. I hope that once it is replaced, he'll be more careful. These mechanisms are fragile. Well, again, now we're seeing all the more so an instance of preferring not just animals, but preferring equipment over persons. There's no stealth takedowns that I know of. So, I think we're just gonna have to be sneaky. Wait a minute. Those are old world clothes. Those are knots. Oh, there's a cage full of knots over there. That's interesting and a bit more troubling. The plot thickens somehow. The plot was already pretty thick. It was like thick as pudding. It's getting to be it's approaching the consistency of gravy. My guess is someone stumbled upon evidence and had to be silenced, which again we see all the time. In our weird modern medico-fascist type social disorder, let's say. Got the key. Uh-oh, we're freezing. I hope it doesn't use up the key. That would be irritating. I hope it doesn't go on Zelda rules. While this thinks about actually doing its thing. And this is apparently quite the thing as well. You do?
Locked.
Fine, can I switch this? Actually, wait, what is my lockpicking? That's important. My lockpicking is 2. If I switch my outfit to give me +1 more, and that'll give me 3. Okay, not code. Cool, I don't need keys. I can just get through here. Alright, let's switch that back. My actual armor. Okay.
You are an Olmenawi. Are you going to free us?
Yes, that's why I'm here. And to find out what's going on.
What's going on? We are locked up. They make us drink horrible things. We're starving. They hit us. They take our blood. They cut us up. They tell us we will die to save the Renaigse from a horrible disease. But I pray that the wicked birds catch it and die. Please get us out of here.
I will do my best. Don't worry.
I want the one who did this to know fear and suffering.
Let's hold this good doctor to account.
Okay, so it's open. You guys can go. You guys can go. There's a guard. They're guards, plural, like right there. I don't want to proc their aggro for fear that they might kill prisoners. Oh, okay. He's not coming all this way, is he? Okay, predictable pattern. Fine, fair enough. Let's go back the other way.
Lock.
I have to switch back. Maybe I should just keep it on, at least for now.
May the grass be forever soft under your feet. I thought I was losing my mind in this cage.
I must release the other prisoners. You will be out soon.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. Oh, that was close. All right. But even if it's not, now worth noting, even if it's not imprisonment and torture, the silencing of potential truth tellers, let's say, is going on apace in our real society still, even to this point. I'll add, of course, beyond that, though, beyond, like... Well, I mean, okay, so, for example, let's go with the obvious example. Let's talk to the Knots. That's odd that they're here.
You're not one of them. Please, get us out of here.
Naught? What are you doing locked up here?
These scientists captured and abused us. They performed experiments, made us drink potions, took our blood. I heard them say that they wanted to find out how we are immune to the Malachor. None of it makes any sense. Please, get us out of here.
Wait, Knots are immune to the
I'll find a way to
Malachor?
open this cage. Why attack the Nauts? How could the Alliance do such a stupid thing? The Admiral will be furious.
I did not realize
Now
that the
they are
Knots were
free,
immune.
we must help the prisoners escape this place.
If they leave through the city, Hikmet guards will arrest them.
So we have to find another way to get them out.
Yeah. Yeah. Alright, that also means now is probably the time to put my armor back on, because I'm going to go beat a bunch of people up, I think. Well, wait. Maybe we should wait. Maybe we should wait for that. Oh, jeez. Now we're good. We don't exist. Shush. I'm surprised that worked. Anyway, but yeah, I mean the example that comes to mind most recently, comes to my mind at least, is of the. Ooh, that's not good. Crap. Okay, that turned out fine, I guess. Oops. We're good. I think we're good. And we can, of course, stealth attack, apparently. I don't know exactly what it'll do, but I want to give it a shot. Anyway, so moving on. One of the things that interests me of late is that I don't know if anyone saw this, but Governor DeSantis was at the University of South Florida recently. And he pointed out to a bunch of high school students who were there for the event, like standing behind the podium, big photo op thing. And they were all wearing masks, and he was pointing out that, that of course, again, that what we all know about the science of the efficaciousness of doing so. And the problem was, of course, that that is still considered to be forbidden. Such statements are considered forbidden. And what this means is that you will have a very, very hard time finding these recorded statements of the governor of the state of Florida on YouTube. Because you would think if, for example, the people pushing this narrative, people pushing the COVID hysteria, let's say, you would think that if they were confident in what they think reality is really like, that they would be all the more willing to have someone opposing them, like Governor DeSantis, exposed. Exposed for saying the things that he has been saying, and especially in these circumstances. And you would think that, especially with all of the news saying, "Oh, he was bullying students" and that kind of thing, which of course is 100% completely nonsense. He was instead pointing out that he's basically telling the kids that they can do what they want instead of having to listen to I'm sure event organizers and regulations and such, or even if it's just listening instead to the habits of what they're used to doing in a high school context. Either way, one way or the other, it's hardly bullying to say, hey, you don't need to do that thing that you're doing almost certainly out of duress, so if you want, you can stop. Oops. Whatever, it's fine.
It's perfect. We just have to clear the way.
I think we did. Yeah, I think we have cleared the way, but let's double check.
The mechanism doesn't work. I need to take a closer look.
I can do that. Oh, no, I don't. I need my item. I need my blacksmith gauntlets. There we go. Now I can. Anyway, so what I was saying. Yay, repaired the mechanism. So you would think that if what they're saying, if they thought that what they were saying had any merit to it, that you know, he was a political enemy who's doing terrible things and being very mean to these poor children. He was bullying them even. You would really think that would mean that they would want what he was saying to be publicly available and very easy to see. I'll see if, by the way, I will see if I can find a clip of it to put in the description. No guarantees though, because like I said, YouTube has been not liking this clip very much, which is irritating, really. YouTube has been greatly disliking this clip and has been.
I have to find the people responsible for what happened here. They must answer for their crimes.
I'm just letting them out. That's fine.
Wait for me.
We are prepared to fight these people with you.
Yes. We will make them pay for what they have done to us.
You're not strong enough to fight. It's better for you to stay there.
Yeah, I do agree with that. In any case, though, as I was saying, I do think that, like I said, it's that if they were really confident that what he said was wrong, and not just wrong, but, like, evil, contemptible, obviously false, all that stuff. Yeah. Dunzo. Then it would be public. Then it would be to their benefit to make it as publicly available and obvious as possible, not to hide it, to prevent people from seeing it, which is what they're clearly doing, and it's what they're clearly doing with every bit of quite frankly, true information about the pandemic and especially mitigation measures, the kinds of things that they've been imposing for years. And of course, we see this. We see this all the time. We see all kinds of people with we see the other great example of this is Joe Rogan. To go back a little ways, not quite so in the public eye right now, but we see this instinct to deplatform Joe Rogan because he's letting people speak on the matter who are contrary to conventional opinion. And again, I'm completely confident that if he could have on somebody like Dr. Fauci, he would. 100% easy. No questions asked. He would have him on probably for a full, 2 or 3 hours. And he'd probably embarrass Dr. Fauci to an unbelievable degree. Oh, hi guys. Stop.
Watch out! Grenade!
Boom. That's magic. Cool mace. But yeah. It's as if this is in fact the case. It's as if one side of the issue were trying very hard to have conversations, to have real back and forth conversations.
Who are you?
Oh,
You have no right to be here.
well, the other side is trying to stop
and
conversations.
put an end to all the horrors that take place here.
I knew this would happen eventually. This all went too far. Dr. Asili, he lost his mind a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
But what are you going to do with us?
Arrest you. Then I expect you will be sentenced.
No, please! We only followed the doctor's orders. We tried to stop him, but he is the director of the lab.
You could have reported it to the governor or left this place.
He threatened to destroy our lives. We could not... Please, don't look us up.
You are lucky to be alive at this point. You're lucky I didn't run in here magic ablazing and sword flashing. No way. Again, this is one of those points where accountability really matters because I've talked about this before in a Greedfall stream. In fact, I forget what the context was exactly, but I think I was talking about the Ottawa protests. But in a case like this, when you have somebody who is doing something absolutely terrible, they can't do it alone, right? There are very few acts of large-scale evil that can be committed alone. And if you have authority structures in place, and the person at the top of that authority structure is corrupt, is evil, is doing something wrong, then you have everyone underneath them saying, hey, we shouldn't do this, but then doing it anyway, they might as well be enacting the same will. Because they are acting. They are submitting their will to the authority's will, to the leader's will. They are allowing themselves to be utilized as instruments, in this case, of murder and of torture. And that is... I need allies against the professor. In this case? Oh, gosh. not again, it still remains a part of an, well, again, so even from a practical standpoint, our options are stop them here, they are arrested, and if they need to testify, they can testify, and they probably won't, but they could. They're useful later. So they, like, voluntarily come back? Does it matter that I just plan to kill the professor where he stands? Like, mechanically speaking. Because from a practical standpoint, these are the kinds of people who will utterly disappear. Or will reintegrate somehow into society now that the threat has been dealt with. Yeah, I don't plan on taking the professor alive, if that is an option. Okay, it doesn't matter if I'm just going to kill him. Cool, because that is the plan. No, I'm going ruthlessly through this. Not only because, first of all, terrifying and horrible human rights violations, and then also with the blessing of the governor of Hikmet as well, whose authority is ultimately here. No, that's...
You can say all of this in court. It's up to them to judge you.
They will want to make an example of us. We'll not see the light again.
You should have thought about that before helping that monster.
He sees justice if you succeed. Well, I mean, he sees justice if I, cut his head off too. No. It's one of those. It's one of those instances where, if someone is sufficiently well connected, swift and immediate justice before they can rally allies is, in a lot of cases, going to be necessary.
These poor people lost their lives only a few hours ago. They could not survive this mutilation.
And they were stirred. They were cut up like pieces of... May the volcano engulf those who did this.
What's the name of the quest again? It is Dr. Asili's Experiments. We're on the Find Dr. Asili stage. And we're in his torture lab. These aren't even like dissecting tables. This is just torturing equipment. Research documents. These documents contain hundreds of short but precise notes that describe without any emotion the torture and experiments inflicted upon the natives and not captives. A few pages are even illustrated with sketches indicating which body parts were amputated on some of the living subjects to test their resistance, and sectional drawings of the dissected parts to their subjects. You need to lose. You're going to lose a bunch of experience, but I guess you don't care about that either. No, not really.
This note carefully describes the sequence of the experiments. There are even sketches. It's hard not to feel sick. This is proof of all the horrors committed. Asili has locked himself in his office.
I'm not going in his office yet. I'm searching everywhere else first. You lose the whole quest if you just kill him? I mean, still though. I will say, just again, for the purpose of discussion, this is the sort of thing. He also left his key like right over there. Locked himself in his office. His key was on the table. Anyway, how smart is he really? But anyway, I do think that, like I said, I think for the purposes of our discussion, if nothing else, I think that it's quite clear that the only way to deal with a lot of things like this
What a surprise
is
to see you here. You finally came to your senses.
Master.
immediately and
Who is
permanently
this
stop them.
person?
I'm the legate of the merchant congregation, and I'm here to put an end to your crimes.
My crimes? What are you talking about? My work was for the good of humanity. Don't tell me you're crying over some savages. The survival of our species requires sacrifice.
Do you remember that statement that was in an email exchange between Dr. Fauci and some of the members of the NIH, the National Institute for Health, about acknowledging the dangers of gain-of-function research, and then extolling the possible benefits of studying these sorts of things, and then continuing to illegally fund it overseas. We know in the Wuhan Institute of Virology, but we also recently, I saw something come out just last week about a couple of laboratories in northern Ukraine, U.S.-funded laboratories in northern Ukraine that were researching gain-of-function, so basically bioweapons, and that the Russians may have just taken them. So that's cool. Thankfully, I don't think that that Vladimir Putin is quite as evil as Xi Jinping. But I don't think we have to deal with COVID-22 exactly, but who knows? The fault all goes to exactly the same people who as I said, there are some institutionally connected people who the only way for them to be properly dealt with, such that they are incapable of continuing to cause grievous harm to a great many people, is immediately and permanently. Again, this is justified under the traditional understanding of the principle of double effect, that stopping someone from continuing to do harm can only be accomplished by killing a guilty person. That can be, of course, justified under those principles. That you're doing so to stop harm. You're acting to stop further harm, rather than acting to end someone's life. The end of their life, which they have already forfeited by their actions, is merely a consequence of you stopping the harm being done. Let's see.
What did you hope to find from all these experiments?
Since the Malachor never reached this island, I wanted to check if these savages were sensitive to it. And I discovered that they were naturally resistant. Do you realize the implications of this discovery? So I tried to isolate this resistance to develop a cure in order to send it to the people on the continent. But I doubt that you will be able to understand the subtlety of such an approach.
This
doesn't seem so
is
subtle.
A cold-blooded reptile. My brothers and sisters were no more than ants to him.
You are a very beautiful specimen. When I think of the power flowing through your veins. Come on, Afra, my dear student. Will you let these narrow-minded inquisitors decide my fate? Are you not also devoted to science and truth?
Science and truth do not excuse your lack of humanity. I'm ashamed of having been taught by you, and that I didn't warn Burren. If I had, we could have...
You disappoint me so much, Afra. A second. When I think what I wasted trying to teach you something.
We learned everything we wanted to know. This lab will close and you will answer for...
You think so? Guards, capture these people!
Oh, okay, hold on. On a related note, I don't have enough focus for Storm. Darn. That's fine. Shadow Burst. So, what I was about to say on that. So, he's questioning Afra's devotion to science and truth. Truth in particular. It's important to note that an element of truth and a corollary to truth and a convertible transcendental with truth, to use precise philosophical terminology, is the good, is ethics. That goodness is fundamentally connected to truth. So by acting against morality, by acting unethically, what you are doing essentially is not only are you
Watch out!
not only are you failing to respect the truth,
Stop! Think of my
or
knowledge.
failing to do the
All
good,
that I
you're
have
also failing to
accomplished.
respect the truth.
That can never disappear.
So, oh hey, here's the thumbnail. But I need to come up with a lecture or discussion or something for the one remaining of Anselm's philosophical dialogues that I haven't really touched yet. I've taught it in class before, but I haven't actually gotten to it in terms of having a video, having a video or lecture or discussion uploaded, and that would be Anselm's discussion, what he calls on truth, and I will see if I can find the text of it to just put a link to it in the description as well. And just like I've bragged before about the other two, on freedom of choice and on the fall of the devil, I have lectures on both of those, extensive lectures and discussions on both of those. On truth, the first one is much shorter, it's much simpler, it's much more maybe it's not more straightforward. But it only covers one topic, whereas the other two range over a lot of different things. And that one topic is truth. What does truth have to do with justice? And Anselm ultimately comes to the conclusion that justice is a species of truth. It's a kind of truth. And because truth, what we mean by truth in all of its different ways and ways that things that we describe as true, is rectitude. His word rectitude, or correctness, we might say. Proper alignment, maybe. Something like that. And so how this relates to justice is that justice, so truth is the rectitude of statements, the fact that a statement is correct. So a statement can be correct, an opinion can be correct, our senses can be correct. They can have rectitude, they can be true. So your sense data can correctly report to you what they are seeing, and this is in contrast to things like optical illusions or imitative sounds or things like that. Whereas actions can be true in a couple of senses, in the sense that they are in that they succeed at what they're trying to do. This is the lower, less important sense. Right? I can truly drink from my coffee cup. Right? I've succeeded at drinking from my coffee cup. I've acted correctly. But there's a further question. Ought I or ought I not to be drinking coffee? If the answer is yes, then I have acted correctly. Then I have acted truly, in the fuller, more complete sense. If the answer is no, then I have acted correctly in the lesser sense, that I've succeeded in what I was attempting to do, but on a higher level, I failed to act correctly. And so I failed to do what I ought to be doing, and so I have acted falsely. I've acted untruly. And so truth here, again, is the support that underlies justice, which we will ultimately define here, and then this carries through to the other two dialogues that I've already got videos discussing, as rectitude of the will, in other words, the will, choices, being correct, so rectitude of the will, reserved for its own sake. So rectitude of the will making the right choices and choosing the right things, and maintaining that, keeping our will aimed at the correct things and choosing the correct things, because that is correct, because it's right. This is different from rectitude of the will preserved out of necessity, so if you don't have any other options, or preserved for the wrong reasons. You might preserve rectitude of the will because it benefits you, or it benefits your reputation, or anything else like that. That isn't justice. Justice is doing the right thing because it's the right thing, and its rightness is the same kind of rightness that we have with a statement like, I have coffee in my cup, is a right or correct proposition. Very short, overly brief summary of On Truth. Like I said, maybe I'll do something about this. It's going to be on the docket somewhere. I probably ought to before the end of the semester, honestly, because again, I usually wind up skipping over it in class, which is disappointing, really. But for time's sake, if we do wind up discussing it, maybe I'll wind up recording our discussion, but we'll see. We'll have to see. It is a fantastic dialogue, just like the other two. It's not quite as sort of world-shattering as the other two, at least not to me. But it is absolutely worth reading, and it forms a sort of basis to the other two, and it forms a sort of basis to how we ought to understand justice and ethics in terms of the transcendentals, in terms of truth. So, with all that said, Aphra was not acting against truth and science. She is, by exposing and opposing all of this, acting truly in the most robust sense. So let's kill him.
Even now you remain arrogant. You do not deserve pity.
Miserable simpletons! This is science you are murdering.
I am the science. He's did it again. Oh my god. That was the perfect thumbnail. I didn't realize how utterly and absolutely perfect that thumbnail was. Oh my gosh. If you didn't catch it, this is science you are murdering, could just as well have been... Wait, am I wearing the wrong shirt? I'm wearing the wrong shirt, aren't I? No, this is right. This is fine. Aphra. That's actually not as good. That's actually not as good. Oh my god. I hate that I already have, like, 100 out of 100 gear for everybody. It's so disappointing. Oh well, what are you gonna do? Oh well, that's fine. Sure, can I give her the Warrior King? Oh, I can. It's exactly the same. Oh, but I can modify it. And I should. Yeah, I'm gonna. I'll give this to her and then modify it later. To increase that balance. Anyway, I'll do that. Later. Oh no, later. But yes. That was very Faucian. Vial of dark powder. Discovered in Dr. Asili's chest. This powder must be important to his experiments. If had it analyzed, we could discover its exact nature. Letter from Dr. Asili from another doctor. Here we go. Did a good job of having the young governor of New Serene and his cousin take the potion you sent me. I was very cautious as ordered. No one else touched it. However, I must admit that I found your request slightly unusual and dangerous. We are allies of the congregation, and I am afraid they may not approve of our implication in what could be perceived as a poisoning. I hope that in the future you will perform this kind of mission by yourself, rather than risking the lives of your colleagues. Wait a minute. Is that the guy from Old Serene? Is that that doctor? With the quack medicine?
I can't believe it. Constantine's malachor was caused by a sin. The potion we were made to drink when we landed on the island was contaminated. How dare he do such a thing? And why?
I'm guessing it was so that we would, so that we would support his attempt to cure it. Which, let's be honest, that's... First of all, why would we need such selfish motives? Then again, that said, I think we're far more likely to support his motives. Wait, Erica, really? Wah? Like, really? Did you not know that, or did you? Oh, prisoners escape. Okay. Did you actually not know that? Yeah, no way. Okay, you're being sarcastic. Yeah. See? Glad I killed him. Glad I killed him. Okay, let's go. Let's get out of
Let's
here.
go. I found a way out of the city, but be careful. You are weakened, and creatures roam these tunnels. I will lead the way.
Creatures. Yeah, Eric said yes, so the Bridge Alliance intentionally poisoned my poor boy for political manipulation. Yeah. Yeah. Absolute rat bastards. Okay, that was your sarcastic shock noise. That's what I thought, but it's hard to convey over text. Yeah. Yeah. I should have known. Yeah, that's typical. It's very typical of the Bridge Alliance. Remember how I said they're very lucky not to be at war with literally everyone? Okay. Oh, wrong. Crap. I'll make that one. Anyway, though, yeah, that's utterly typical of the Bridge Alliance. And see, this is why I very consistently have an incredibly low reputation with the Bridge Alliance, is because we're like this close to being at war with them. I mean, everyone else in the world is at war with them. Why not us too? At this point. And I'm being quite literal. Everyone else in the world is at war with the Bridge Alliance. Yeah, it's not just Thélème. It's Thélème, and it's the natives, and it's well, okay, fine. It's not the Nauts. The Nauts aren't at war with the Bridge Alliance, but they're damn close to. They're very close. That's a lot of armor. Okay. So, oh, the whole plot is the Bridge Alliance's fault? I believe that 100%. I don't exactly know how yet, but I completely believe you. Like I said, I don't actually know how it's entirely the Bridge Alliance's fault, but that seems super plausible given what we know. Given what I suspected from, like, the beginning of the game. I mean, to be fair, it's a little bit the merchant congregation's fault. They're the ones who basically invaded the island a generation or two ago.
There you are.
So
You're free.
You have saved our lives. How can we thank you?
We will never forget what you have done for us on Almenau.
Yes, we will all.
what's going on here? Okay,
Perfect.
well,
As for you,
fine.
you should take refuge in Vikshadir. You will be safe there, but you should avoid the Alliance patrol.
We'll get there. Qua awalen segven.
Okay. Well, let's go tell the governor. That his pet little doctor has been an absolute monster. Where the heck am I? Oh, this is Hickmet. Okay, this is Hickmet. So let's just go to Hickmet. We should also eventually go to that Decosillon quest. as well. Hey, I thought I blocked it. Okay. Why does this ram thing have obsidian? Whatever. That's fine. It's probably normal. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how literally everything is the Bridge Alliance's fault. I like blaming them. They're definitely my least favorite faction, for what it's worth. Honestly, if they went to war, I mean, if they were, in terms of them being at war with, like, with the like, hostile, terroristic natives, like Deirdre, I'd definitely take the native side, like, even the hostile, vaguely terroristic natives, over Hikmet, over the Bridge Alliance. Is that supposed to be the impression? Are they, like, the bad guys? I will say this. It was a very interesting plot, story, world structure. World structure, I think, most particularly. It is very interesting that it's not... that there isn't a... There isn't a, like, bad guy faction. Compare with B. Yeah, it's cool, but no. Wait, is that better than this one? Yeah, it is. It's much better than the flint axe. Sell the flint axe. Hang on to the heavy weapon. Silly blunderbuss. Flintlock rifle. It's better than what I have, but I can't equip it yet. Pepperbox pistol. It's much better than what I have. If I get one more accuracy, I can actually use that. So I'm actually gonna hold on to it. Much lower. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna keep that for now. Okay. All right.
Thanks for your visit.
You're welcome. Like I said, I'm certainly looking forward to seeing how that works out. Anyway. Okay, let's see what Governor Harambe has to say about all this. I'm curious to see whether he will deny, deflect, take responsibility, or somewhere in between. So let's see.
Oh, Desade, Your Excellency. I wanted to apologize for the sharp way I dismissed you the last time we met. That schemer who claimed to have proof against you never came back.
That wasn't the
At any rate,
last
I have
time,
no
but
doubt
okay.
she weaved a web of lies. Well, I hope you will not hold it against us.
Oh goody, we got some reputation. Time to ruin it.
I've been to Asili's laboratory and what I discovered was abominable. Hundreds of poor souls tortured, victims of horrifying experiments. There were so many dead that a pit had been dug to burn the bodies.
How horrifying. I cannot believe...
The natives were not the only victims of these crimes. There are also a number of Naughts.
Naughts? Pardon me for doubting you, but do you have proof of what you say? And have you brought Dr. Asili to me so he may answer these accusations?
Alas, I was forced to end his life. He gave me no choice. That said, you will find ample proof of his madness there. You need only send a few men.
Perhaps I shall. But it should have been my role and that of his fellow savants to judge him. He was one of our most brilliant minds, and you have slain him like a beast. What proof do I have that this is not pure fabrication invented to weaken our position?
Interesting. First of all, he is a beast. He is bestial to the point of being beneath what we would expect as mankind, as proper to mankind. Constantine, Rampanot's anger, threaten to reveal everything. No, let's bring up Constantine. Let's not be threatening yet. We don't need to be.
Before you say anything that you might regret, Excellency, I would like you to examine this.
What is it?
You should certainly recognize Asili's handwriting. He admits here to poisoning my cousin.
But this is madness. Whatever would have motivated him?
I have no explanation to give you, but as far as I am concerned, I have done nothing more than exact justice for my cousin. And I am certain you would agree with me that this affair would be best kept a secret. My uncle has but one son remaining. And if he were to learn that his life is in danger at the hand of the bridge...
You speak with wisdom. What terrifying business. We have lost all hope of finding a remedy, I'm afraid. But justice has been served, and perhaps now, at least, the natives will call off their attack. Would you like to speak with me about any other subjects?
Alright, let's see. Let's continue talking about this Dr. Asili.
Can you tell me anything about Dr. Asili?
Asili is a man of remarkable knowledge.
One
of our most brilliant sages.
You already told me that, Your Excellency.
He is one of those rare men who master alchemy, mathematics, and naturalism with equal assiduity. Anatomy has no secrets for him, and medicine is his passion. Do you realize that it was he who perfected the inoculation technique?
Inoculation? What is that?
A novel treatment that allows us to fabricate immunity to sickness, such as the pox. If any man can find a remedy for the Malachor, it would be him.
Would have been. Sorry.
I have to go.
Again, man here is a stretch.
Farewell, my lord.
Monster, really. Or more so. Right, on we go. So that was predictably awful. Let's see. Journal San Mateus. Oh yeah, we have to go and go to San Mateus next. But we also should... We're done with this, right? Yeah. So let's go talk to De Corsillon. Okay. Alright. First we'll modify that armor, and I think we'll just give that to Siora, shall we? Let's switch to our blacksmith gloves, and let's switch our team. Let's leave out Afra and pick up Kurt, so we have extra craftsmanship. This. Breastplate. That one's balanced. Let's go with the one that's more balanced. Yeah. Okay. And then shoulders. Again, more balance. Rather than... That's kind of cool looking, though. Much more armor. Yeah. Needed for Donai God. Elemental resistance. Beasts. Magic resistance. Yeah, let's give this one. Well, yeah. Poison or elemental or magical? Let's do magic resistance. Yeah. Okay, let's give that to Siora. Look at this now. Better. Much better. Okay, cool. There we go. We can eventually sell off that warrior's tunic. I mean, that's okay, but like I wish he had something that looks the part but is better mechanically. Oh well. Inventory. A silly blunderbuss. Flintlock rifle. That away. Re-equip. And let's talk to Afra, see if she has anything to say about all this.
Desade, I'm happy to see you. Can I do anything for you?
Tell me about your studies with Dr. Asili.
He was not always mad, you know. He was a renowned doctor back in Al-Sad. His unusual methods saved many lives, and I was very proud to be amongst his students. He taught me a lot. He was a great teacher. He was strict and severe, but he always pushed us to do our best. It's only when I joined him on the island that I understood that there was something wrong. He seemed changed and completely obsessed with the Malachor. You know it killed his wife and 2 children. He was so shaken by that,
some degree
he
of
no longer
sense.
showed any restraint in his research. Such a waste. For the natives he massacred as well as for science.
I'm under the impression that you've not learned as many things as you wanted by observing Duncas's clan.
That's true. I hope to discover the physical or alchemical mechanism behind their metamorphoses. But instead, I don't know. I think I now understand the bond that unites their people to this land, the links that connects them, and the power of their culture. It's unexpected. I wonder if this couldn't become another subject for study. The study of people, their customs and beliefs. If I said that in Al-Sad, people would think I've gone mad, but here, everything is possible, right? Learning about the natives would allow
So
us
she's
to
a
stop
budding
being afraid of
anthropologist,
them,
basically?
and to see them like fellow humans at last.
That's neat. She's basically
I must leave you.
in the process of discovering the field of anthropology. What's your? I'm sure that was. Oh, come on. All right, fine. Let's. No, let's go. Me am I clicking the wrong things? Here we go.
Karans, do you need something?
We actually never got much of an answer out of her about her father.
I've never heard you talk about your father. Who was he?
He was the Donegad of our clan. He died many cycles ago, but this memory is still painful. So we usually avoid the subject.
What happened to him?
He was killed as he tried to escape the lions who wanted to capture him. My mother never really
I see.
recovered from it. This is one of the reasons why she decided to go to war. Anything else?
I must leave you. See you later.
That makes sense. Wait, why am I leaving? I need to fast travel. What's this? Ah. Alright. Let's travel to New Serene. Serene or Serene, whichever. I don't... Whichever. The capital. Alright. Attack to Decussion. So as this week approaches, we're starting to get into a couple of things that like I said, I already have some lectures on. We're talking about, first of all, the objections to God's existence that we find in Thomas Aquinas in his Objections, or it seems that section of Summa Theologiae Prima Pars, question 2, article 3, that famous 1, 2, 3 that is the 5 ways, and it's so we're using that as a sort of springboard to talk about some more details and more different versions of the problem of evil throughout the rest of this week. And that means that I have papers, student papers, to be coming in after next weekend. And that is always going to be a good time. I should talk to Constantine after I come back. I'll talk to Castillo first. But that should be a good time. Papers are always fun. Some of them are always great. Some of them are always comically bad. Some of them are always plagiarized, unfortunately. But like I said, if what I'm talking about tomorrow in class is Aquinas's 2 objections to God's existence, which are basically the problem of evil and the objection from parsimony, or from science, the simplest explanation, that the hypothesis of God is superfluous, it's not needed to explain the world. And of course, Aquinas wrote this in the 13th century, and he wasn't writing anything new. These were arguments and objections that had been around for centuries. And they are, so the problem of evil, so the objection from evil and the objection from science, these are the 2 most prominent objections to God's existence to this day, with the possible exception of let's just say, broadly speaking, emotive arguments. Things like the doctrines of Christianity are mean and don't let me do things with my pelvic region that I would like to, which aren't really philosophical arguments, but they are very common, unfortunately. As far as philosophical arguments, though, these 2 arguments that were old in the 13th century, 750 years, like 750 years ago, something like that, that these are still the most prominent arguments today, means that the discussion of God's existence has moved and developed, but not in the direction of not onto different topics, but into more depth on the same topics, because there's been a lot more written about both for and against since then, in the narrow field of the philosophy of religion. Of course, now a lot of philosophers aren't really aware of this, and they think that the issue has been settled years ago by people like Bertrand Russell, who was an idiot and didn't understand Aquinas as far as he could throw him. I can't say Bertrand Russell was an idiot. He was a brilliant mathematician. He was a crappy historian of philosophy. If you read any of his commentaries on Thomas Aquinas, they're obviously wrong if you have Aquinas in front of you. But I digress. These issues are far, 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 far from utterly settled one way or the other. If we want to say that the issues were settled, I think they were kind of settled within some, but that's another point entirely. So, anyway, let's see what this leads us to.
Sir de Corsilion.
Decidez, my young
Corsilion.
What can I
Where's
do
the
for
eye
you?
coming from? Whatever.
The mission you entrusted me with has made great progress.
Very well. Let's see. Oh, this is remarkable work. You explored the entire surface of the island. Well, almost. Congratulations. Thanks to
What are we
you,
missing?
our merchants and explorers will be able to reach the heart of this island safely. The prince will surely be very grateful for this. I know I am. Can your old professor still prove
Nice.
himself useful?
Yeah, probably, but we're not done with this, but let's see
I
how we're
found some
doing.
notes which were lost by Professor Serafedin. His expedition was far from easy.
No kidding.
Investigating such gigantic creatures is bound to be perilous.
Indeed.
Final boss areas, okay.
Unfortunately, we also found his corpse. I'm sorry.
Oh, poor man. His devotion to science cost him his life. I will make sure I share the works you have brought me with his family. This research is fascinating. It must have taken a formidable amount of courage to pursue it. But some sheets are missing.
Indeed.
Keep an eye out for them, would you?
I think I'm only missing
Maybe you
one.
can find them. Can your old professor still prove himself useful?
Not at the moment, thank you though.
Looking forward to seeing you again, Sir de Corsilion.
Right? Like, oh no, I'm missing quite a few actually. The Nadig Vediman, the Nadig Glendiman, the Nadig Rosaman. I don't know where to find any of those, so we might not. I don't know, we'll see. I'd like to find all those at some point, but I might have to look them up and do it off stream or whatever. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, let's talk to Constantine about the Bridge Alliance poisoning him. Maybe we don't actually tell him that. I don't know. I want to though. I hate those bastards. I really hate those
Constantine,
bastards.
My dear cousin, I'm always happy to see you. What
I never
news
found
do
them
you
all.
bring?
How are relations with our allies?
Oh, they bow and scrape, and they regularly assure me of their unwavering friendship.
Except for the time they
that
gave you the
can better
Malachor.
try to convince me to embrace their point of view, and only theirs. Taleme wants to convert me, and the Alliance assures me that only they will allow us to benefit from progress. They're a bunch of old foxes, but they take me for a young, brainless rabbit. The only thing they really want is to increase their influence on this island. With our help.
Of course. Alright.
I must take my leave.
Take care.
I still
and
kind of
come
want to
back
tell
soon.
him. Darn. I'd kind of love to tell him and be just like, hey, hey, Constantine, these absolute sons of bitches. They're the reason you have the Malachor, and we're almost dying, and then have you know, roots growing out of your head. Let's actually leave. Oh, jeez. Let's leave Kurt. And let's pick up Vasco, or Petrus, not Vasco, because we're gonna need Petrus for when we go and save Taleme, or at least save what are their cities called? San Mateus. Of course it's called San Mateus. How could I forget that? Anyway, that one. Alright. Let's go. Huh? Come on now. Work with me. Is. Okay. Like I said, of the factions, our own, the Merchant Congregation, is probably my favorite. But then also, I like Taleme a great deal. Yes, they're horrifyingly corrupt and they do a bunch of nasty, nasty things. But, at the same time, they maybe I'm giving them too much slack here, but it seems that the nasty things that the Order Luminous do in the name of Ptolemy are incidental, are aberrations of how Ptolemy actually operates. Whereas the horrifying atrocities of someone like Dr. Asili are just simply natural consequences of the way the Bridge Alliance operates. So, again, maybe, like I said, maybe I'm being overly forgiving of Ptolemy, because I like them. Plus, they're the religious faction, so there's a benefit to that. You get the religion faction and the science faction, and I tend to distrust the science faction a bit more because of their not because of their science per se, but because of their almost religious devotion to science. That's the problem. So in any case, what I would say here, right, is that you can make an argument, just like I would for Ptolemy, that the evil actions of Asili et al. Were unknown by and were disavowed by their governor. That it was an aberration, a distortion of who they are and what they do, rather than being a natural consequence of it. And so, for again, similar reasons to the excuses I was giving for Ptolemy, you might be able to give those answers. But again, I think that ideologically speaking, the distortions and aberrations of a worship of science is far more likely, far more like a natural consequence than, sorry about the lagging, it's far more like a natural consequence than the excesses and aberrations of the worship of what at least I take to be God. Now, when I say I take it to be God, there's a bit of stretch there that I'm interpreting what they call the light, as that than which no greater can be conceived, maximally perfect being itself, etc., the God of monotheism, and maybe that's a stretch, maybe that's incorrect. And again, that may also just come down to the way that the understandings or misunderstandings of the devs in the writing. But I think that it is it's less aberrant. Or I guess I should say it's more aberrant. It's more of an aberration of the norm than the corruption of the Bridge Alliance, which seems to be a natural consequence of the way that the Bridge Alliance is set up, the way that their ideology works. Anyway.
Sir de Sade, seeing you is a genuine relief.
Now,
your emissary informed us that you were in need of our help.
Indeed. She must have told you that we were being attacked. We are sustaining the relentless assaults of furious animals.
Oh, here, this again.
Which some people believe to be sent by the demons of the island.
Some people? So you're not certain?
I mean, yes.
We were mistaken when we thought them responsible for the Malachor. I became more cautious, but no matter where these attacks come from, our men are becoming exhausted. One of our outposts to the east has sent us a distress message. They won't hold much longer. I beg you, you must go to their aid. Maybe they can help you find out where these beasts come from.
I will go there and meet them. I hope to make it in time.
I am infinitely grateful, Your Excellency. You have proved your efficiency many times already. I am certain you will put an end to this.
I must leave you.
Naturally, Your Excellency.
That was an attitude shift. All right, let's go. Naturally, Your Excellency, after begging us for help and being utterly, deeply, and emotionally concerned for the well-being of her, of Our scouts and troops. Okay. Okay. To the east. Okay, let's go. Okay. I mean, she's not exactly... I mean, they're not exactly wrong, per se, about these violent animal attacks being the result or being guided by the, quote, demons of the island. They kind of are. It is, technically, I think, something like the demons of the island, but it's not exactly the Nadag.
May the enlightened protect me in this battle. Close to it, Sariknestiri.
God, that leaping attack is ridiculous. I love it. Through all of this, by the way, right? The whole problem with there being roaming creatures and animals destroying everything in their path, and apparently being possessed by spookiness. They're still bandits?
May the enlightened protect me in this battle.
Ooh. That was a lot to block. It worked, but well. All right. To the east, huh? So out here. I don't know what I thought, but let's go. All right. Yeah, they're pressing awfully close to the city.
You shouldn't stay here. We're sustaining terrible attacks. The animals appear to be crazy. They already killed several of my soldiers.
We're actually here to help you.
Are you the backup? We were starting to lose hope. I must admit I was praying for more soldiers, but any help is welcome.
I think I'm probably more effective.
Every night, and we've already lost a lot of men. At this rate, we won't survive another night.
Good thing we got here when we did.
We will do everything in our power to make sure that you do.
You still have some time to prepare before these beasts attack again.
Let's just go.
All right,
let's go for it.
Let's wait.
It's the middle of the night. We're waiting like 20 hours?
May the enlightened protect me in this battle.
Alright, let's just let this eat away at a bunch of their armor. I can't use grenades, can I? No. Alright.
May the shadow engulf our enemies.
Okay. That'll do. Oh, there's more. there more? Oh god, there's more!
Your magic is running out. Take a potion. May the shadow engulf our enemies.
Okay.
We have succeeded. Bravo,
I'm gonna go loot.
We have resisted. Thank you, Excellency.
You're welcome. Let me go harvest. I don't need much of this. Probably don't need any of this, honestly, but it's fine. I don't actually know if I need any of this. I mean, some of it's materials. If it's crafting materials, I could use some of it. So, why not? Okay. Well done.
Thanks for your help. You are an extraordinary fighter. If it weren't for you,
I agree.
the outposts would have undoubtedly fallen tonight.
If these attacks are always this violent, even with our support, it won't hold much longer. We must uncover the origin of these attacks.
I've thought about it, and I sent a few men 2 days ago, in the hope that they would find out where the attacks came from, and first and foremost, why they are attacking. But I haven't heard from them since. I'm afraid I might have sent them to their death.
Could you at least tell me which way they went? I might be able to track them.
They followed a trail going north of a place the natives call the Woods of Lightning.
Thank you, officer. I will do everything in my power to find.
Trying to remember where that is.
Till then,
I don't know offhand.
try to hold on.
You be careful. Goodbye.
Alright, let's track down these scouts, shall we? Okay, let's go.
Vedlug is very close. We are in Daedra's territory. You know what she thinks of Dir and Aigse. I hope she isn't behind those attacks.
I don't think she is. Again, similarly with the last one. But let's be honest. It's a possibility. Vedlug camp. Of all the times that it totally could be actual natives behind the attacks, this is one of those cases. This is probably... Come on. Oh no, it froze. This is probably the most likely it has ever been that it is actually the natives behind this. Some of the natives, in this case Deirdre. But it's still almost certainly not. Almost certainly not. Why is there so much lag tonight? I do not understand. Alright, that'll be fine. Sold off some stuff. Onward we go. I did say it was loaded. What's this? Anyway. No problem. Not a problem. I get it. Okay. Ooh, it's loading for you guys too. This is great. Why is it that when there are lags and loading screens and stuff on the stream, which I assume you're experiencing as well as I am, because I'm seeing it in my little preview window over there. Why is it that it still says stream is in excellent condition even when it's lagging? Because it does. The whole thing says stream excellent condition, no problems reported every time I look back on these. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know what to say here. When I look at my stream health, it says perfect, 100%, all green. Also, still loading again. There we go. There we go. Okay. Now, where are we searching? Ooh, undiscovered areas. Well, there's actually undiscovered areas on this map. That's crazy. All right, cool. Very cool. All right, sweet. Let's go check it out. I'm excited to finally run into unexplored areas. It's been a little while. A deer. Why are you roaring at me? A deer? Deers don't roar at you. Oh, keep going. Alright. Up here, isn't it?
If we want to follow the tracks of those soldiers, my child, I think we should go to the northeast.
Sounds good to me. Well, there's some bat things. Oh, there's a lot of them. Okay. As I started fighting them, a bunch more showed up. I don't much appreciate that. What's over here? What's this? Nothing? Okay, nothing. That was weird. What's that? What is that? I'm not the only one who sees that, right? Right there? A little swirly whirly. It's making like a little heat haze. And that. Oh no, that's just clipping. It's weird. Alright, I don't know what to do about that. If there's anything I do need to do about that, I can't figure it out. Alright, well Petrus says northeast, so let's go. Let's keep going.
Protect me in this battle. May the shadow engulf our enemies.
Siora is crazy damage. He has insane damage output. I was noticing that between her and Afra before. That is probably our highest DPS sort of configuration. Okay, let's see. We have 1 skill point. And that'll get us long blades. Oh, I need 2 points for it. I need my next level will get me long blades. Okay, vigor. Ooh. I can disarm and recover traps. That's nice. I might just go science level 1 so that I can get to 3 if I need it with equipment and then Afra. Just like I've got vigor level 1, equipment, and then Siora. Yeah, I'd probably go science for my next talent, which isn't my next level anyway, so. Okay. Alright, sweet. Okay, guess we just wait. Next level. Oh, you're still alive. Holy crap.
This man will die if we don't do something about it.
Okay, let's patch him up.
What happened?
Patch him up.
You saved me. Thank you. I'd be dead if it weren't for you.
Your officer sent us. He told us that you were looking for the origin of these attacks.
And we found it. We followed the beast's trail and it led us to a large glade east of it. You'll find raised stones there. The ones which are worshipped by the islanders. There was a creature there. A beast so large and so ferocious.
Probably another one of those corrupted
I've never seen
Navi.
anything like it. That's what must have been attracting the animals. We wanted to kill it, but it prevailed. All my comrades fell in battle. I fled. I had to inform the lieutenant.
And you were right. Don't worry. We'll take care of it now.
We took some notes and we drew a map as we progressed. It may be of use to you. Everything is in that chest over there. Here. Take the key.
Alright, you go on back home. Click. Take. Investigating the beast, tracks area found surrounding Vedlug. Heretics that live there must have sent them to attack us. We were wrong. The beast did not come from this village. We found more tracks much further going towards the heart of the island. Trails leads further to the east. There are more creatures. We heard loud cries. This must be the source of the attacks. A gigantic creature. It's calling the other beasts and sending them towards us. As a genuine demon will attempt to neutralize it. Yeah, probably another corrupted Nadag. Guardian. Ingi. Alright, let's see them. Keep going. See if we find where to go. Quinvar, the tall tree. Tall trees? Really? Okay, fine. Alright. Ooh, beasts have been charred to a crisp. That's strange. Very strange. Strange indeed. We've been here. Native home camp. Logging expedition. Abandoned mine. When were we here? Was this when we were tracking... what? What were we tracking here? I don't remember when we were here last. Okay, let's see. Magnificent feather, cool. I know this is familiar. Was this when we were tracking Constantine? I don't think so. Maybe though. Where is it? Nadag Menamen. Nadag Menamen. What's a Nadag Menamen? Oh, is this with the flying ones? Yeah, it's the flying one. Okay. Ow! Ow, not again. That's the wrong way. Jeez, this is actually quite a fight. Okay. Coming! Whew, okay. That was quite the fight. Because it was just us, too.
Looks a lot like the one who was attacking Hikmet, and seems to be afflicted by the same disease. I'm certain that a human is behind this epidemic. These creatures wouldn't attack in such a coordinated manner if someone wasn't leading them.
Weren't leading them. Forgotten Grand Saber of Al-Sad. Oh, memory crystal. Long blades with agility. Oy. I want to see what it looks like. It looks ridiculous. It's obsidian. And wait, what? No. Is it really? No, that's forged. It looks obsidian. Very reflective. Oh, is that just pig iron? That's a weird blade. It's all one piece. There's big chunks out of the edge of it. It's got a mean cutting edge. That is a mean cutting edge. I don't have the strength. Oh crap! I picked that up and I never had the strength for it. I don't have the strength for it. Man, that is a mean edge on that thing. Jeez, look at that. That's nice. That is nice. Yeah. Cool, but anyway. I don't like I wouldn't actually wield the damn thing, but still nice. Okay. Now what? Head back? Yeah, I guess we're head back. Let's use this campsite, huh? Travel back. Okay. Oh, you can't see it because my face is in the way. Oh, crap. Let me, before I put it away, let me show you. Hold on. Hold on a sec. Let me go over here for a sec. Okay. Then, ooh, what happened? I'm back. There we go. Here, check this out. There. Check that. It's a little hard to see the chips from this angle, but there are chips in that blade. Yeah. Chips in that edge. It's all one piece, like if you look where the handle is, where you're gripping it. It's all one piece, and it looks to be like a twisted metal handle. But the whole material looks shiny, like it's obsidian or something. Yeah, I don't know. It's a very weird. It's very, very weird. I don't know about it. I don't know. I'm gonna go back over here for now. Back? Maybe. We might be back. Hello? Can you hear me? Can you see? Can we see? I'm still a little goofy here. Okay. We're looking fine. We're looking fine. We're looking fine. Okay, we're fine for now. OBS died momentarily, and I had to refresh it. Perfect. Looks like we're working. All right. Good for now. Like I said, I was trying to say, but everything was lagging out. I'm gonna see if this problem persists. If the problem persists, we might have to cut out early tonight, and we'll have to wait and see. But I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I have no idea. I should mention. I got a new hat today. So here's my new hat. Can't really fit it with my headphones, but hello, new hat. I like it. Like it a good deal. Yeah, this is my. I have a really nice like felt cowboy hat, but I figure I'd get get one that's it's still nice. It's still a good hat, but oh, my headphones. Still a good hat, but one that I don't mind getting sweat in, that sort of thing, and something that's a little cooler. So, yeehaw. Anyway, this is definitely not the appropriate game for a hat like this. If I go back to Red Dead at some point, that would be far more appropriate for that sort of thing. That said, if you didn't see my Red Dead streams, I will be putting a link in the description to the full playlist, which is, to date, at least for now, the longest series we have. The longest series we've done so far on the channel, which will ultimately, of course, I think, will very likely be surpassed by Dragon Age Inquisition. Certainly, it is surpassed by the full Dragon Age series. It might actually be longer than the full Mass Effect series by an episode or two. That I'm not sure. Someone can feel free to check the length of the various playlists if you want, but as far as I know, it is still the longest series we have. With the like I said, with the exception of the full Dragon Age series. The full Dragon Age series is unbelievably long. Origins itself was getting a little bit close to the length of Red Dead. And then you put them all together, I think it's already there. And then even Inquisition by itself, we're barely a third of the way through the game. And that's not even counting the DLC quests, which are themselves unbelievably long. So we'll see when we see.
Your Excellency, it would seem that you and your family have kept your cloak of mystery.
Excuse
the
me?
envoy the De Vesps were supposed to send never turned up, which is extremely impolite.
Your Eminence, I'm afraid that family is not known for its dependability.
I can attest to that.
We're back here.
What
to
a
this.
pity. We shared such a good relationship with them in Thélème. Anyway, what can I do for you?
So that was an awkward introduction. I guess it was a friendly awkward introduction. I don't know. We fixed your problem.
You are back. I hear there are no more attacks. Once again, your help was a blessing. Did our troops survive?
There were some losses, but the outpost is still standing. And it's thanks to them that I was able to follow the creep. The officer sent out a small party hoping that they would be able to solve.
Now that's a resourceful man. Did his initiative bear fruit?
His men died, alas. But following their tracks led me to the creature who was leading the animals.
One of them made it.
It resembled a Nardaig Menaemon, a mountain guardian. But it seemed like it was sick. Its skin was covered in stains and ulcers, and its behavior was different from the other guardians I've met.
Where could it have come from? And why did it send all these beasts after us?
I don't know, but someone must be behind all this. These attacks are too coordinated and too complex to be the work of some creatures.
Reminds me of the
You are
Malachor.
a man of great ingenuity. I have no doubt that you will solve this mystery. At any rate, I am extremely grateful for the help you have given us.
You're welcome.
Anything else?
Anything new? No. That'll do it. That's it.
Naturally, you're...
Okay, now what? Oh, saving. That's why. Give it a second. Talk to Constantine. Eventually we'll fix this, I guess. Yeah, maybe. We'll see. I don't think finding more of that research actually affects the plot very much. I think it's just experience and the little bits of stuff that come along with it. So for now, we go back to talk to Constantine about what seems to me, at least, maybe not to Stefan here, but to me at least. Which, by the way, I have a perfect little cat-like representation of our player character. This being Stefan Cat. This is Cats versus Pickles, of course. It's apparently a like a mobile game, but they also have these little cute little beanbag things. This is ostensibly Saoirse's toy, but Michael likes it as well. I need to keep it. I need to try desperately to keep it out of his mouth. But also, I love the damn thing. It's cute as hell. This is the cutest little thing. It is not the cutest toy that she has. That title, I think, has to go to Kingsley, which is this little robot sloth that is unbelievably cute. And Kingsley's newish friend Ruby, that she got for Christmas, which is a little dragon of the same, a little robot dragon, same thing, same kind of thing. No, we didn't pick anything new up. So actually, wait. Let's see if there is a new. Let's see if I have a gun in here that I can actually wield. Dueling pistol? No, that's not as good. I mean, lower stun and lower elemental damage. There's no range stat. Does that not matter? I assume that doesn't matter. My gun is properly modified, so let's go. Eric and I were talking earlier about, with respect to my new hat, that I have a lot in common with Arthur, her D&D character that Michael, you know as well. Eddie, if you're watching or wind up watching, you know as well. That I grew up as a suburban kid. I grew up in Pinellas County, which in Florida-wise it's all of Pinellas County is a suburb between Tampa and St. Petersburg. The whole county is suburbs, and I pretty much grew up in that. And so I was a suburban kid, born and raised. I grew up on, like, not a cul-de-sac, but close enough. Like a street that was basically a big old neighborhood with little businesses, both chain and non-chain, all over the place, walking distance even. But realistically, we never walked anywhere. I walked to school. That was it. My high school. But otherwise, it was suburbs like crazy. But now I've moved out more or less to the middle of nowhere. It's in a development. It's a little golf course community, but we're out in the middle of nowhere, basic country. And so I don't know very much about country living. I didn't grow up with it. It wasn't originally my thing, but I'm very enthusiastic about becoming a country boy, more or less. I love it so far. I love being out here in the middle of nowhere. It's very nice. People are great, and the general culture of it being out and away and not in the middle of everything is I enjoy it very much. Even if, like I said, it's not my it's not what I really realistically grew up with. Not what I'm genuinely used to. But I'm enthusiastic. I try. I go for it. Hence if you know me in real life, I wear almost nothing but either sandals because I'm a Floridian, or black leather cowboy boots. What the rest of the world calls cowboy boots, I'd say boots because there's boots, man. There's boots. They're great. And often, as you can see, hat. So it's I'm gradually enthusiastic about that, and of course, if I'm not teaching, I'm wearing a Hawaiian shirt, which is the Floridian part.
Constantine, my dear cousin.
I'm always happy to see you. What news do you bring?
I must take
my
leave.
Whoops.
Take care.
Wrong
Come
button.
back
Sorry.
soon.
Misclicked.
Constantine, my dear cousin.
I'm always happy to see you.
Gotcha.
What news do you bring?
Okay.
We managed to solve the problem of the attacks on San Mateus.
Really? So, what?
The city and its outposts were continuously being attacked by animals. These beasts were led by a large creature that strangely resembled a mountain guardian.
This is the same creature which High King Vinbar turned into, isn't it?
Exactly. Except it looked sick and it didn't act like the High King did. It was calling the animals around it, and it seemed like it was transferring its disease to them before making them attack. I have never seen anything like it. And there's more. Hikmet was in a similar situation. Do you remember?
Of course. Don't tell me that a guardian was involved there as well.
Yes. The governor was convinced that the attacks were led by the islanders, and yet they were being attacked as well, and it was by their side that I fought the creature. That time it was a Nardai Glenderman, a beach guard, but it seemed just
Tentacle
as sick,
monster.
and it was also manipulating the animals to make them aggressive.
So, it would be some kind of epidemic affecting the Guardians. I don't see what we can do about it. Actually, I think you've already done what had to be done, by eliminating those that were threatening our neighbors.
Perhaps. But I'm certain there's more to it than a simple epidemic. These beasts attack in a coordinated fashion, which requires an intelligence that they don't have.
You're exaggerating, dear cousin. The attacks you thought were coordinated may just have been coincidental.
You may be right. But I can't help thinking that someone is behind all this.
He's being sketchy
again. Do you really
again.
believe that a Denegad would want to take over the island? Cousin, you know how much I respect you, but frankly, this doesn't seem very coherent. But I see it's already quite late. If you will excuse me, dear cousin. Regrettably, I must leave you.
Where are you going?
Not very far, rest assured. But I have a small personal matter to take care of, you see. Don't be concerned.
He's
There's
being
absolutely
really
no risk.
sketchy.
Use the opportunity to take some rest. You've really performed miracles recently. See you later.
But why would he leave like that? Guard, do you know where my cousin is going?
Sorry, Your Excellency. His Highness didn't tell me anything.
You are one of his bodyguards, aren't you?
I am, Your Excellency. But recently it has been difficult to force His Highness to accept our presence.
Recently? You mean this isn't the first time he's left without an escort?
I'm sorry, Your Excellency.
You better tell me everything.
But Fine. I don't mean to be disrespectful towards him. But His Highness's behavior has been very peculiar recently. He sleeps very little, and goes out alone almost every night.
And it didn't occur to anyone that I should be informed?
Well, His Highness had specifically ordered us not to tell you about it.
And where does he go? I thought the days when he used to go from tavern to tavern were over.
He doesn't go to taverns, Your Excellency. From what I know, he goes outside the city.
Where could he go outside the city?
I've no idea. We saw him going north. That's all I know.
So it's not all he knows, and he's up to something. I don't know if he's up to something, or if he's being manipulated, or if he's... Honestly, I'm starting to lean more towards my theory last week, which was that he's possessed, or something like that. It could be that he is either responsible for all of this, or that he is being manipulated by the same thing that's manipulating these Nodites, these guardians.
Listen,
Especially because he's
I
kind of
understand
turning
this
into
matter
one,
is
if
putting
you
you in
didn't
a
notice.
difficult situation. You were supposed to protect my cousin wherever he went, but he refused and ordered you to keep your mouth shut. But Constantine is not just my governor. He's my cousin. I'm worried about him. He's already been abducted once when leaving the city. So, if you know anything else...
I don't really know where he's going, Your Excellency. But I think I know where you could find out. When he doesn't leave the palace, he stays in his office for hours. He writes so much down in there that he could fill entire books. Here, I have the key. Take it. I hope you find His Highness and manage to make him see reason.
I don't like this at all. What could he be doing outside every night?
This boy has always behaved erratically. I'd love to believe that he's out meeting girls, but sad.
I'm starting to believe that the revelations of Enon Milfri... Let's rummage through his papers. We may find a clue.
Okay. Erica says, I have a theory I'll share when it's major spoiler free. Oh, so like once we figure something out that will prevent it from being spoilery? Okay, fair enough. So speculation on my part, right? So part of the speculation, part of the possibility is that because he was afflicted with the Malachor, and maybe this is related to him having been afflicted with the Malachor by the bridge, so sort of unnaturally it was imposed upon him. It didn't naturally arise, like it does in others, that sort of thing. Maybe, I don't know. But because he was afflicted with the Malachor, when he bonded with the island, or the spirit of the island, when he went through that ritual that we discovered, that it might have, not only did the island affect him, but he affected the island, or the spirit of the island, or the land, or something like that. And he's basically transmitting the Malachor, or he transmitted the Malachor to the island, or something like that. And so that's why this is starting to spread. Maybe he is continuing his exchange? Spiritual or corporeal or otherwise? I don't know. Let's see. That's a thick book. Okay, all this potential, this feeling of power. I feel so alive. My experiments bore fruit. Katasak's link cured me. But those I established myself made me a god. Oh boy. Soon the whole island will answer my call, as long as I'm not interrupted. A small group of exiled natives saw me passing by in Quenvar the other night. If they denounce me, they could ruin my whole plan. I can't take that risk. I must get rid of them. Oh boy. Exiled natives at Quenvar. Alright, let's see that. So he seems to be quite aware of what he's doing. It's still, to be fair, it still could be the influence of something upon him. And I kind of want to hold out hope for that, because I don't want poor dear Constantine, poor Bibi, my poor dear cousin, to be actually responsible for all this. I don't want that to be the case. I love my poor dear cousin, and I don't want him to be the bad man. Okay, let's go and find out, or let's try and find out. Have I mentioned a user interface problem with this game that I'm peeved by just a little bit? That there's no clock. I mean, you have the whole, like, time passes and it actually changes some events and things. Not many, but some events. Especially in travel time. Which also doesn't affect very much, like, as far as the date goes and things like that. How many days pass. Wish that affected a little bit more. But there's no way of actually knowing what time it is other than estimating based on the position of the sun. Bugs me ever so slightly. Okay, Quenvar. That's... Oh, no, he's just going a little bit to the north. No big deal. Just going to the north. Just going to the north. It's not like he's traveling for several days. No, he's apparently been traveling for several days. What is this? Oy, alright. Bell. Okay, let's, maybe I should bring... Oh, geez, maybe I should have brought,
It can't be easy to discover that your cousin has descended into madness. But we can't let him kill these people simply because he's afraid they might have seen.
Yeah, let's get rid of Petrus, and let's add Kurt. Wait. Yeah. We're dealing with stuff having to do with Constantine, so we should, and we're dealing with Constantine stuff, and we're dealing with native stuff. So we should bring Kurt, and we should bring Ciara. So there we go. That's my excuse. For bringing my basically my standard team. Oh! Oh, jeez, hello. Ow. Okay, got him. Saved him.
May the trees on your road always bear fruit.
Were they exiled?
Thanks. You saved us. These beasts would have torn us to shreds.
These animals were strange, as if they were enraged. Thanks again, Renaigse.
I'm glad I could help you. And perhaps you can do me a favor in return. I'm looking for a young man, a Renaigse, but he looks a bit like an Manawi.
Someone like you?
In some ways. But his marks are different, darker.
He's talking about the crazy Donega.
Indeed, that might be him. Do you know where to find him?
No, we see him passing by around nightfall, but we don't know where he's going.
He walks along the path, often followed by some beast.
He has a sinister look in his eyes. He scares me, so we stay hidden.
And you do well to hide. I think he's the one who sent these animals to attack you. Do you have any idea how I could figure out where?
He could hide in the old house. He would see him passing by and could follow.
You're right. If you take this path to the right, you'll reach you can hide there. And from up there, you will be able to see the path perfect.
Thank you. You've been a great help. And stay hidden. You may still be in danger.
Be prudent, Manawi.
You're very isolated here. Why live so far from a village?
It's a long story. Matir, will you tell him?
When I was young, I got engaged to a young man. But he wasn't my Menondanem. I thought he was, but I was wrong. And one day, I met the one I would love for all my life. As I had broken my engagement, we were exiled.
So, our parents came to settle here. They built this house, and we were born.
There. Now you know the whole story. Do you want to know anything else?
No, that's all,
I'll
I
leave you
suppose.
alone.
Qua awalem seg.
Simple enough, I suppose. Good thing you were out here. Not good that you were, this led to you being attacked by my dear cousin, which I feel really bad about, actually. Of course, our dear, dear cousin is, I'm sure, I hope, not himself responsible for all this. There must be something more behind this. Some reason, something that has driven him to this madness that is not just his own. Whoa. Hello. Ah, Jesus. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Sorry about this. Hold on. I got a problem. I've got a problem. Eject. Okay. Hold on. Sorry, guys. There. Yeah, there we go. Problem mostly, I hope, solved. Hello, we're back. Sorry about that. Okay. Flash drive problem. Oh, my flash drive got unmounted somehow. I think something bumped it. Probably one of my other cords. And it just jostled. Anyway, how do I get to this little housey thingy that I'm supposed to hide in and wait for dear cousin? Oh no, I heard they're giving a pained expression. I have a bad feeling that he's just turned evil or something. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Constantine, you can't just be evil. Your dear, sweet, oafish Constantine. Alright, well, let's see. I suppose. Alright,
We can't be seen from the path. Let's wait here to see where Constantine goes.
Let's wait.
I see him. And he's not alone.
Not alone. Wait, not alone. There he is, but he's not alone. What do you mean not alone? He looks alone. Let's hurry back then. Let's hurry to catch up to him. Not alone like he has critters with him? That I didn't see. Oh, geez. Yep. So yeah, he has some of these cursed, or perhaps Malachor-ridden critters with him. I'm assuming. Oh, and he just opened this path.
For himself here. Let's follow him.
Magically opened this path. That's all the more disturbing. He's acting like a Donegad. He's got powers like a Donegad. He's got head roots like a Donegad. The natives seem to think he is a Donegad. What's he doing? This is that guardian we killed. Hey, buddy. How you doing? Uh-oh. Oh. No, it's a different guardian.
Constantine, what are you doing?
Cousin! You're here! I would have preferred that you learn all of this another way. To be able to reveal everything to you in better circumstances. But whatever power we earn, there are some things that escape us.
I have no idea what you're talking about, but what are you doing here?
I seem monstrous to you. I am well aware of that. But I promise to explain everything when the moment is right. Then you will understand. You will see. The temptation is so great to share all with you right now. You have done so much.
Yeah, do that, please.
You have given me so much. I haven't forgotten, believe me. But I still have more to do. Forgive me and have patience. Hold them back. But do not kill him for anything in the world.
Constantine, come back and explain yourself.
I think I taught this spoiled brat how to wield a weapon, and now he's throwing beasts at us.
He's gone mad. It's the only explanation.
Yeah, I think we're just good, just draining this thing slowly. Working better than the last one, certainly. Okay.
Flesh of my earth, help me. You saw him do it, didn't you? You saw him draw from me, steal my children, my guardians, pervert my force.
Yes, but I don't understand.
What he wants, eternity, strength, power. It is what they all want. Those who take without looking beyond themselves. Like all those from the faraway lands.
He wasn't like that. He couldn't care less about all that.
Then it is the sickness, the brevity of his existence that terrified him to the point it changed who he is. You must stop him. Each time that he bonds, he destroys me a little more. And with me, the hope for a cure. And now it's my heart, my most sacred sanctuary that he covets. You must kill him.
It is madness.
The consequence of his folly, yes. Believe me, there is no other solution.
I don't buy that.
Flesh of my earth, or there will be nothing left to save.
I still can't believe this.
So...
I understand what you feel. I have trouble believing it myself. But Enon Milfrichteman never lies. We need to stop your cousin by any means possible.
We must learn more if we want to understand his plans and prepare against this hiding place he was talking about in his notes. We must find it.
If in his folly he remembered just a small bit of what I taught him, then he shall warn his guard to be ready for us. We will need to be discreet and find ourselves allies.
You're thinking of all the creatures that he has perverted. A veritable army.
Precisely. And against an army we will need soldiers. The natives will follow you because their god has ordered it.
We might also be able to count on help from the Nords. We'll need to speak to their admiral. We should also be able to count on Sieglinde. Her troops will be all the more welcome. And of course we can also go and find the Mother Cardinal, as well as Governor Buren. What an absurd project. On the continent they would brand us crazy, but not here. On an island where everything is possible, And all folly is accepted. Let us go. We need to put an end to all of this.
Oh, suddenly the Congregation of Merchants becomes hostile. Yeesh. That's not great. Okay, so convince the natives to participate. Jeez. Okay, so there seems to be a bunch here. There's a bunch going on. Let's not do this yet. Let's go with this first. Alliance, and then find where he is. Seriously, Congregation of Merchants is not... Oh, it's not hostile. Just suspicious. They became hostile and then immediately became suspicious because apparently I was I was so friendly with them before that they didn't give me enough negative reputation, I guess. Okay. So, Bridge Alliance are only nice, Coin Guard are only nice. Could be an issue. Could be an issue. Wonder if there's anything else, anything further I can do to increase that. Something I'm going to have to look into. First, though, I'm going to go to Taleme and the Naughts and the Natives. The ones that I know are going to be reliable allies. I might do this next week. I might end early, because again, it is a school night, for lack of a better term. First, I will go back to a camp, though, as we continue discussing. Like I said, I think that this is the sort of thing where... So there's a couple of things I can think of here. Either the Malachor is something of a degenerative, like a neurodegenerative disease, and it literally and directly affected his mind. Let's leave Siora. Oops, sorry. For next time, let's leave Siora and bring Vasco, because we're going to be talking to the Coin Guard, and we're going to be talking to the Naughts while we're in New Serene. Starting next time, I think. Confirm. Let's sell some of our crap. That's all. Okay, that's all we're selling. Fine, fair enough. Yeah, this is now endgame. You have 1, maybe 2 episodes left. Okay, that's kind of what I thought. Oh, well, that's the impression I was just getting. I mean, this is the whole, like, end rush thing. Like, gathering everything we need to get to the endgame. So, alright. In that case... Like I said, I think there's a couple of things that we can look to. Either like I said, the Malachor, especially in combination with whatever he did, the ritual he did, either that is neurodegenerative, or as Enon Nilfrictamen, or the voice of Enon Nilfrictamen at least, seemed to indicate, it could be that this was merely a brush with death, combined with the offer of what is functionally unlimited power. It's like if you gave someone who was dying of a disease the Ring of Power, they would fall to that thing's influence instantaneously. All the more so than anybody else who just desired power for its own sake. Because again, what power like this naturally does is it unnaturally prolongs life. We see that in the Ring of Power. We see that in a case like this. It cured the Malachor. Or at least it got rid of it in him. It suppressed it or something like that. And so it could be that this is merely a vice in moral terms. This is a moral degradation, not a psychological or a neurological degradation. And that's more troubling. That's much, much more troubling. Though, to be fair, we do know that Constantine is not exactly a paragon of virtue. We know that from the beginning, that he was now somewhat morally dubious or morally susceptible to negative influence from the start. And so in that case, Well, maybe this is the case where maybe this is a consequence of that, or evidence of it. All right. Well, anyway, like I said, this is a good enough, or at least relatively, a good place to end for this week. And we can come back next time to right here where we left off, to gather allies, to see what there is to do to stop Constantine. Hopefully without having to kill him, but we'll have to wait and see. We'll see what we need to do. Because again, it's more than just about the life of the island, the god of the island, or whatever. This is also about the well-being of everyone back home, everyone on the continent, because of the Malachor. And hopefully, unlikely as it might be, hopefully, Constantine will be willing to listen to reason with respect to that, but we'll have to wait and see. Like I said, until next week, or maybe 2 weeks, we'll see. We have 1 or 2 episodes left of this game by the look of things. And if we have 2, it's probably not going to be 2 full episodes, so that'll give me a good long time for me to just sort of sit by and chat about what I thought about the game by the end of things. We'll see. We'll see how long things take. Because this is a Monday, and wait a minute. This is a Monday stream. But next week, as it so happens, is my spring break. So what this means is that if we need to go a little bit late to finish things up and talk about it next week, I'm not entirely opposed to that. However, the following week we're back to school, so I'm not doing that sort of thing. So anyway, that is all things worth considering, and we will see where we go and how long it takes and what takes when and what we wind up talking about. So in any case, like I said, I'm going to wrap things up here. I'm going to see if there is a way at this point to increase that reputation, to get ourselves in nice with the folks that we're not too nice with, that being the Coin Guard and the Bridge Alliance. Much as I hate the Bridge Alliance, we do need them. In any case, like I said, thank you all for joining me. And hopefully I will see you all on Thursday as we continue playing and discussing Dragon Age Inquisition. We're back to doing some side quests and character quests. We're going to be doing some companion quests this coming week. I don't know if I'm going to use the side quest thumbnail again. I'm tempted. Or if I might just do one with, all of the companions or that sort of thing. Because we're doing companion stuff this week, I think. And then next week on Monday, we'll be right back here. Hopefully spring break will also give me a little bit of time to put together some of the videos that I've been talking about. Perhaps a discussion of Ansem's on Truth. Perhaps a discussion of the jester hero archetype, the Adam Sandler, Norm Macdonald type, the Saturday Night Live hero that you see in the early 90s. Things I've talked about before that I'm hoping to get together and put into a video. Hopefully, like I said, spring break will give me the time to do that, but I also have some grading to do, so no promises. Anyway, thank you all for joining me, and I hope to see you all next time. Have a wonderful evening. Good night.